Hello and welcome to the Andrew Adams Show right here on a Bangor Community Radio. We've got a special guest with us today. It's the Mr. Fantastic Gary Wales. How are you, sir?
I'm alright. How's it going?
I'm not too bad. Have you been in Bangor before, have you?
I actually haven't. No, this is my first time down here.
Have you been exploring now?
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's good. It's good getting to explore. I know whenever I go into a new area, I always like to have a look around. But you know, it's great to have you in again. I think where we first met. Now, where did we first meet? It was Coop, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were actually filming Cooped a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we were
cinematic in BFI. Well, it was a fun little weekend. So it was.
Because to be fair, at the weekend you kind of sort of took me under the wing and sort of were teaching me a few acting things. I'd never done acting before. I sort of just turned up and was sort of like, right, you're an extra. So I didn't know what I was doing.
Right,
so you were sort of taking me under your wing. But so Gary, first question we're gonna start off with today is what got you into acting and what sort of helped make the decision?
Really, what got me into acting was I was actually watching again so long ago. Johnny Depp, Edward Scissorhands. I started watching that, and then I kind of took an addiction to Johnny Depp, like Johnny Depp being this like amazing actor, and I've been following him ever since. I've got every Johnny Depp DVD. I've just been watching it back to front, getting tips every single time I watch it. I'm getting a new tip every time. I believe with Johnny Depp, that gave me the inspiration to actually move forward and start acting.
So would you like to work with Johnny Depp in the future, nearly?
Well, that is my dream.
The dream.
So it is, yeah. That's my dream, to act with Johnny Depp.
So what age would you say you were when
I started acting?
When you started acting, yeah.
6 years old. I was 6 when I started acting, because I always kind of wanted to do something performing wise, because I used to always dance about the house, and I think every child danced about the house.
Yeah.
No, I think I just continued and took it up as a career, really.
Yeah, I know. I suppose you say all children are dancing and singing along, and that's the best way to be.
Exactly.
Now, about your new film, Too Late, I was wanting to talk about. I know you directed, you co-wrote, you produced it as well. Can you tell us about that process?
Yeah, it's quite a long process actually. We started back in October 2013. I had went to Adam McCaffrey, a good friend of mine, and my performing arts class. I go to the Sullivan Regional College in County Armagh, and we study performing arts. We're now in our level 3, and I believe we have 2 months left. Yes, until we're finished completely. But I went to him in 2013, and I'd seen a lot of there was a lot of bullying going on and suicides happening, because I'd seen rest in peace and stuff on Facebook, Twitter, all the social medias and stuff, and yeah, it was quite a shock. And I said to Adam, we need to actually do something, we need to make a difference. So I gave him a plot line, and away he went. He came back with a script, and then we just really kind of looked more into it, more into depth. We started researching suicide, how many suicides there were, what's the ratio and stuff in each country, and I believe the youngest age in Northern Ireland is an 8-year-old boy that committed suicide, which was quite hard to believe, but it's true. We started October 2013. We got the script in our hands and stuff, and then we had an incident. Myself had the experience of a family member committing suicide. I lost my little cousin in December 2013 to suicide. His suicide kind of moved me forward, and I used my feelings from that moment when I heard that news to put inside the script to make it more realistic, more real, and something that the audience would feel the power and passion from it. But yeah, that was a really hard month for me. December, there was 56 suicides in County Armagh and County Tyrone that month. It was a rapid month, but I remember that month. It was horrible. So it was. So after that, we'd started doing rehearsals. We'd done auditions, and we casted a few people, and kind of got together. We came up to Bangor, that's in County Tyrone as well. We went out to Bangor to do rehearsals and stuff, and so we done rehearsals, and in March, it was St. Patrick's Weekend 2014, we started filming with Titanic Vision Entertainment as our production company. We started filming St. Patrick's Weekend. Took us 3 days, and then we got an edited draft, and then once we seen the edited draft, we were just there's something else, there's something missing. So in one day in August, we had already set up the movie premiere for the 27th of September, straight after the first draft. and the month of August we went one day of a reshoot because there was a few like mistakes and stuff, and then we decided to continue and put a few more scenes in, which actually made a really big difference to the film. It made it more believable and more realistic, and whenever you watch the film, it's like a family story. It's like a full year of this young boy Sam, of him getting bullied in school, him coming home to seeing his dad drinking alcohol and bullying him because he's seen text messages from his from these bullies that keep sending him messages, and his dad keeps accusing him of being this person. And me playing Reese, I was the best friend of Sam. I was looking after him, standing up for him. Anytime I seen a bully, I would protect him, stand in front of Sam so he doesn't get hurt. But I ended up getting hurt and in the film, and I kind of swung back to protect Sam. But like in that situation, if your best friend's getting bullied or punched or whatever, you step in and then you take over. So that person is left alone. Your friend's left alone. But yeah, that's the story of it basically. And like you see by the end that like the dad goes into what's the meeting?
Rehab or AA meetings. Yeah,
it's like rehab. You see him going into that, and you see him this is the very last shot or the very last scene of the film, and you see him coming in and saying his name, and he says, "I'm an alcoholic," and then it finishes there. But after, like, when we had our movie premiere in the Armagh City Hotel on the 27th of September 2014, there was about 500 people at it, and by the end of the night there was people walking out in tears, even walking out of the premiere early before the movie even finished, because it was just so emotional. And then we got in contact with government officials and other radio stations and all that was interviewing us. Like, we were on Blast 106, and one of our youngest actors, Luke, he had went through the same
process.
Like he tried to commit suicide when he was younger, and his mum getting text messages from, like, it's horrible. Like, Luke was getting Helena was getting text messages from Luke saying that he couldn't do it, and he doesn't want to go any further. Like, it made her panic. And got counselling and stuff that night, so it was like an emergency, like, counselling kind of thing. But that's all sorted now, and Luke's been telling me ever since he's done this film, it's built his confidence. It's put him out there more. He's proud of the film. There's so many cast members and crew members are happy to be a part of the film. But like, me and Adam's just happy that we made it, because we think it's going to be something that's going to be useful to schools, youth groups, colleges, church halls, all that kind. Like, it's going to teach people a lesson.
So, cause I was going to say, I've seen the film. It's very hard hitting, and it's something. Because that was a question I was going to ask. Do you think schools should have more campaigns about bullying? Because when I think back to my school days, I really do. I don't remember seeing anything about anti-bullying. I really don't. When I think back to my school, do you think that's important?
No, there has to be more bullying campaigns happening in schools, because it's an outrage in schools, because the bullies are getting younger and the victims are getting dead younger as well, and like, there's just so many people getting away with it. First of all, fair enough, like, the teachers may give them a warning or something, but that's not good enough. They need to be suspended. They need to be, like, taken away from that victim that they've been bullying as their punishment, to say that it's a wrong thing to, like, don't bully. It's wrong.
So I think, as you said, education is important, because you educate these people saying, listen, bullying is wrong, because what you're saying to people can actually have a big effect on them. You can say something mean to someone, but you don't know what that's going to have an effect on them, because they can go home and sit and think about it. And that's whenever they start. Sometimes you're getting bullied and you sort of don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. And that's where I think the schools need to do more, because it's like they can suspend the person, but all it's doing is moving away for 2 days. And the person comes back, and the problem hasn't been identified or solved.
See, what I've actually noticed, once they're suspended, they come back 2 days later even stronger. And they want to hit that person even harder. Because their tension is building up, and they just want to hit that victim again. But they just come back harder, which I don't get. Something does need to happen. I believe the government needs to go stronger as well on the school laws and whatnot. More cameras. Most of the time, schools don't look at cameras. To be honest,
Yeah.
I've noticed that myself, and there's so many people getting bullied in school. I've been bullied all my life. I was bullied in school, outside school. I've been attacked at the side of my house. But bullying needs to stop, definitely. Physical bullying needs to stop.
So my next question would be, do you think social media plays an aspect on bullying as well? Because it's a new way. Because all it means is, before it would be you go into school and might bully someone there, but now it's switched where they can sit at their own home, make a fake profile, go on, type away, and bully this person from afar.
Exactly. No, cyberbullying, it's probably the biggest bullying thing out there. One thing that I can prove, like I'm saying this to myself, and I believe that cyberbullying is not going to disappear anytime soon. It is not going to disappear. The technology is getting better, which makes the software even easier to hack into systems, to hack into like Twitter and all those social media to make a fake account. It's so easy to make a fake account. Like just make a fake Gmail or email address and Bob's your uncle there, you've got a new account. You can bully away and they wouldn't even know that who the person is behind that computer.
Because I know Facebook and everything has these things where you can report them, but then again, I think there needs to be more drastic actions. Like I think that the film Too Late should be shown in schools for the main reason of it's education. It's showing kids, listen, this is what can happen if you're bullying someone for being either different or something else. Because a lot of people would say, oh, surely it's only a bit of banter, they're only having a bit of fun, but words do hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah, sticks and stones may break my bones, you know.
Like whenever I was younger, like I used to get bullied, and like afterwards they would come up to me and say sorry and all that. It was just a bit of a laugh, but it wasn't. The words that they were saying actually hurt me. And proving that in Too Late, the words that they call Sam does hurt him, and drives him to an end completely. I'm not going to give away much of the story.
We'll leave it so they can actually go off and watch the film.
Exactly.
I think it's the message in your short film Too Late is very powerful, and it's something that everybody should see. Because let's say maybe a young person goes to see the film and thinks, do you know what, I've been a bit hard on Jim there, you know, maybe I shouldn't bully him, maybe I shouldn't say these mean things to him, because it does have a knock-on effect to everybody, as we're talking about. But guys, seriously, check out Too Late. I think it is such a powerful film and has such a powerful message behind it as well. But talking about that there as well, going back to the whole schools, have you been talking to anybody? Do you know if you can maybe, I know you've been talking to the government and stuff, but have you been speaking to anybody maybe getting it into schools? Yeah,
well, we've talked to the like education library boards, like the government would own them and it would all run through that. Like the government has the final say at the end of the day whether what schools and they want to go to. We've been given a restriction of showing it to under 15s, which I completely disagree. It should be dropped to at least 12, the film, but there's a restriction to no under 15s allowed to watch it. But like I've done a few youth groups, like we went to a few youth groups and we've showed it into them, and like there was bullies in the audience, and those bullies are now happy people. They've changed since after watching the film, because they're watching the film and then just thinking to themselves, that's how they feel, because they're seeing that live. Like, fair enough, it's on screen, and it does happen. It's true. It's a realistic film, and that's why it was made, to actually get that point across. Like we were given like suicide guidelines of certain like things that we can't show or say. If it's a suicide film, you can't actually say the word suicide in the film at all, or you can't show any like form of a suicide. But the way that we had shot it was available for like to show to the public, so we like made sure we looked over the guidelines and make sure that was correct and all that, and then we edited the way that we just followed the instructions, and now it's getting shown out there, like Irish TV and all that want to broadcast on television. The BBC's getting a hold of it. Channel 4 wants to jump on board. Like the film's going to get bigger, so it is. I wasn't expecting it to be so big, so I wasn't. Definitely not. I wasn't expecting it to go as big, but it just shows if you make a film with a powerful story such as bullying, suicide, alcoholism. I can't even say the word. Alcoholism. Oh well, we'll just cut that out even.
Yeah.
About bullying and suicide. You're going to expect about like a big audience because especially young ones. You're going to get a lot of young ones coming to see this and teaching them a lesson to actually show them real life what it is actually like to be a victim.
Now, I believe while you were filming, actually, when you were doing the scene where the bullying was happening, there was one guy, I think he was from New Zealand, actually, come running over, like parked his car up, come running over, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Do you think that was what did you feel about that?
Oh, he done the right thing.
Yeah.
Like whenever we were actually rehearsing on the mall down in Armagh, we were rehearsing, and as we were doing our bullying scene, punching, like we were on the ground and all that, but it looked so real that this guy in a black, I believe it was a black Golf, had drove past, had parked about 500-700 yards away, got out of his car, ran back to where we were, jumped over the wall and started shouting, and I had to actually jump off my feet and shout, "No, we're filming, stop!" And then we got like an interview on it, which is on my YouTube channel, so it is, so you can check, and on my website as well, so you can check out the interview there. You see me interviewing Patrick, I believe it is. Yep, Patrick.
Well, I think it's actually just amazing how someone's talk, because it's something sometimes people have this thing where they'll just drive by and ignore the problem, but I think if people address the problem and actually, because I like to think if I seen a group of people bullying someone, I think I'd step up and jump in and go, "What's going on here?" And be like, try and get them away from what's happening, Exactly. But it's nice, like it's nice having someone to jump in. It's kind of like to say it's the so it's always nice to have a hero somewhere. But anyway, Gary, it was great talking about Too Late. Now I've got a few questions now about. You have any acting tips? I know while we were doing Coop, you sort of took me under the wing and you were sort of teaching me a few things. Is there any tips that you should maybe any young actors are sort of maybe wanting to get into acting? Is there any tips you can sort of
right, to become an actor, start off on stage, build up your CV, and whenever you think it's time, try and get look out on your newspapers and whatnot, look for like college student films like they're making and stuff. Try and get yourself in them, like audition for them. They're not going to be too strict on who they're casting, because like they're beginners at the end of the day as well, so they're not going to be too strict. They'll bring on anyone that really comes forward. So get into a few student films, build up a show reel and CV, and then whenever you come to that stage when you think you're ready, you reach out to agents, talent agents. For example, my talent agent is Aoife, based in County Mayo in Dublin. For example, whenever I done that, I had my I never had a show reel at the time, but I had my CV, but I had done a lot of experience in TV, doing a lot of extra work and a lot of like main roles and like stage shows and whatnot. So I sent my CV over to her, and then she came back saying, "Have you got a show reel?" And I says, "No, not just yet. We're just waiting on a few footage coming through." So then she says, "Right, I'll bring you on, but soon I want to see a show reel." So within a few weeks later, I gave her a show reel, and she was blown away. And ever since then, like I've had so many auditions. For example, today I was at audition today in Belfast, for an advertisement in the Europa, which is pretty awesome. I think I done well. But yeah, no, Aoife, she's a fantastic talent agent, and I don't know where I'll be without her. She's got me into so much stuff. She's dealt with so many things. That's the good thing about talent agents, is they deal with everything. You don't need to worry about a thing. Like, fair enough, you might see a few things that you might be like capable of doing. You just send her over the screenshot or the link or whatever, and they'll send it off, and they'll send your full profile off, your CV, your show. We'll send it all off. Then once they hear back, then you've got an audition, and then make sure you show up to your audition at least half an hour before you're actually due in the audition, and that's the main. You're
always better being early than late, because nothing worse than turning up for an audition late, because that sort of means they might sort of go, well, if you
no, it makes you untrustworthy. Like, for example, I know this guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he had shown up to audition 2 minutes late.
Ooh.
And they turned around and said, "No, we're not taking you."
Straight off the bat like that.
No, definitely not. But like they are strict. What this industry, the entertainment industry, is deadly strict, and whenever you start to make it, it gets even stricter and stricter. But once you have made it, you don't need to worry about auditions. You just get like, yep, come on. Like for example, Johnny Depp, he doesn't have to audition for anything anymore. No, they just be like, right, I want him, because they know exactly what he's capable of doing. Like Johnny Depp, he's a method actor, and like they know exactly what they're looking for. And if Johnny Depp fits it, then they'll reach out to Johnny's talent agent or manager or whatnot, and get in contact with them and hire them. And plus, there's a lot of money in it as well, so there is. But yeah, no, there's a few tips for you. Get start off stage work, then move to student films. Doesn't matter what it is, just build up a show reel where you're like TV and film and that. Once you're ready, go and get a talent agent, and then just keep going and going and going. It doesn't matter. Try and do as much extra work as possible, because it's experience for you being on a film set. You get to see what it's like. One quick little tip: never talk to the main actors. Never. I done that mistake whenever I was done 6 Degrees. Don't talk to the main actors, because they'll end up exploding at you. Because they're too busy like going over in the script, and like they've got the script in their head and they're just trying to think. So like they could be standing at a bar, going over, looking down and whatnot, and then you see someone coming over to say like, hello, like what's your name, blah blah blah, and then you can just see them going like turning on them. Like I would be like that sometimes if an extra came up to me and just like sorry, or like, if anyone came up to me and started talking to me. Like I'd be quite angry as well, because then the script would go in an all opposite direction, and then I'd start mucking up and whenever I was doing takes and whatnot. But that's one tip. So do that, and there we go. You've started your career, and then you can start moving up. And another tip for an actor: once you're completely ready, you're out there, get yourself an equity or a spotlight, because they look really professional on your CV. Especially when it comes up to big casting directors, they look at your CV and they'll be like, oh right, he's equity, he's got a code, let's check him out. So they put in that code into equity, boom, everything comes up about you. I mean everything, and it looks smart, like it looks class, so it does on your CV, like equity and spotlight and whatnot. But it's good to have.
There's some good tips now for actors. Now I had to write this down whenever I'm getting wrong for my tips. you had to teach you more. But is there anything you want to say to your fans out there? Is anybody you want to say something to them?
Just thank you everyone for all their kind support. You have been with me from the very start, and like just keep supportive, and I'll support you at the same time. If you ever need anything, you know where I am. You can find me on Twitter, at official G Wales. Find me on Facebook /Gary Wales Actor. I'm on Instagram, all social media, website, or you can go into my website at garywales.co.uk. Go into there, and then there's a contact form. You can contact either my agent if you're looking to cast me, or like PR or whatever, or it's just there's a fan mail as well. Send on in your fan mail and whatnot. But yeah, no, just thank you everyone for all your kind support. Put it this way: if I wouldn't be here today in front of this young man Andrew, if it wasn't from you guys supporting me. So yeah, no, thanks very much.
I was gonna say, but if you're doing another short film, you can get an extra anywhere here. I'm pointing towards myself here, but if you need a hand with it, I'm always there. But
awesome.
Gary, it was fantastic having you in here, and hopefully we can see you in the future.
Oh, definitely.
Now, so where can people follow you? Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram?
You can follow me on Twitter at official G Wales, Facebook /Gary Wales Actor. You can find me on Instagram, official Gary Wales, on Tumblr as well. I'm not too sure what the link is. You'll find me on IMDb, and then on my website garywales.co.uk. But I'm usually on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter. And
I've only recently got onto Twitter, so I'm gonna have to see if I'll have to tweet you sometime.
Yeah, definitely. I'll make sure I give you a retweet.
Yeah, no worries, Gary. Thank you very much. It was great having you in here.
Thanks very much.
All right.